Chad. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Come Alive St. Pete, where we are exploring the hope of this beautiful Sunshine City here in St. Petersburg, Florida. And the goal of this series is to explore who's bringing hope to the city, recognizing that the world is chaotic, recognizing that that there's a lot of things in the atmosphere that are dividing people, be it baseball, or be it housing, or be it clean water, be it affordable housing. But we know that there are people like yourself who are bringing change in meaningful and impactful ways. So today I get the privilege and honor of working with this, my brother, Chad Corleone Adams.
Yes.
And I'm excited about what God is doing in the life of In His Image Wrestling, which is, and tell me if I'm wrong, is a Christian-based wrestling training for young people, and it's not Christian based in the means of proselytizing and forcing people into the faith, but yet it's a special way of empowering people through the faith, and to me that's what is inspiring. But before we get to that, I would love to know, who is Chad? Who, if you were to explain to somebody your life story in an elevator pitch, who is that? Who is Chad?
Chad is a person that lived for the world, was taught that I need to prove myself in every way possible, or else I'm not really being seen. That my purpose was to succeed by any means necessary, and that I had to base my life off of the wins and the losses. So I achieved a lot in my life. Even though I wasn't doing things the right way, success did find its way to me a lot. And it wasn't until I reached a point where I had everything that on paper would say I was being successful, and I still felt purposeless, I still felt lost, I still felt alone. And it wasn't until that rock bottom hit, even though my rock bottom looked a lot different than some other people's rock bottoms,
Right.
it was still, I was empty. And it wasn't until I reached that point that I finally opened my own doors to form a relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
Before I started being able to see that even now, materialistically or on paper, I might not nearly have as much, but I feel a lot more fulfilled.
Yeah. Cool. So, do you have siblings, a family? Like, what does Chad's makeup look like?
It's just me
It's you.
and a dog, Rocky.
Done.
Yeah.
A dog, Rocky.
It was a large Italian family, and it was I lived my whole life based off family is everything, and that was kind of like a big altering point too, because over the course of the years, my family passed.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
kinda me and Rocky, St. Pete Beach.
Well, I'm lifting you up, my brother, because I'm blessed that God brought you into my space and into my life, and I pray that as we continue the journey, that you do see me as family, and that we got you covered. So, as you matriculated through life, you've had ups and downs, you've had ins and outs, you've had heartbreak, you've had you've broken hearts, like that. That's how life goes. But what would you say are three principles that have guided your life, that have kept you pressing through, even when you've lost loved ones, even when life hits you in hard ways?
Biggest ones would be discipline over comfort.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, discipline over comfort. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one always hit. Yeah, discipline over comfort. Another one that really applies to myself was to choose my heart.
Yeah.
Because I learned real quick in life. I mean, it's hard to win, it's hard to lose, it's hard to succeed, it's hard to fail, but yet you still have to be able to choose your heart.
Yeah.
And that got me over a lot of things, but not nearly as much as faith over feelings did. Faith over feelings, I learned real quick. Emotions
Yeah.
can be mistaken for a lot of different things, and it could lead me down a lot of different paths. And but yet, faith and discipline and not needing that comfort always leads me on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something, you hear me say a lot too is, feelings are real, but they're not facts. And so a lot of times, a lot of us are living off of our feelings. We're living off of how we feel about this and feel about that. And we don't discount or discredit feelings, but we do recognize that we can't build our foundation on how we feel. Tomorrow you may feel a completely different way. So I love that. But by faith, we're always pushing towards that next space. That's awesome. Say a little bit more about discipline over comfort. I love that. That's wild.
I've learned throughout life that in the times that I was in my comforting state, I wasn't living correctly.
Yeah.
That I find that the times that we live in comfort is just because I find it that I'm not pushing myself, exceeding my goals. I'm finding it okay, I'm content here. Mm-hmm. I'll be happy here, but it's actually limiting all that God kind of blessed me with to live a purposeful life.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. I would just live in this comfort. I have this, I have that, that's all. And it could all be stripped away tomorrow.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was. Yeah. And if I live solely off of that comfort, then just like the feelings, tomorrow I have nothing. What do I stand here for?
That's so good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna adopt that one. I like that. That's why I'm doing these. Yeah. I want to hear how other people think and take that. Take what you can. I love that. I think of when we were talking about comfort, I think about how people struggle with addictions, right? Be it alcohol or drugs, or sex or pornography or whatever. Those are comforts. And sometimes we feel that those things are comforting us, but really they're robbing us of what we can and are really destined and created to do. I love that. I'm discipline over comfort, bro. You gave me a nugget. That may end up in a sermon soon. That's really good.
I'll trademark it.
Yeah, I'll trademark it. I'll give you credit the first 3 times, and then after that, no, I'm just playing. So it's amazing how people operate in those life principles. But one thing that I've learned is life principles are nothing if we can't pay those forward. If we can't instill those or train people into following those life principles. And so that's what I'm excited about in His Image Wrestling. And so what drove you? What was it, a passion about that pushed you to create this business?
I saw a lot of similarities between my drive through my wrestling career and the same drive that it took me to apply faith over the way of the world. And it was very easy for me to relate it. Wrestling's very structured. It's one of the few things that's not really a team sport, but yet it builds all the same characteristics found within yourself. And a lot of times that I feel like we do have to dig within ourselves to be able to apply certain things, especially within our faith, that it's like a me versus me mentality. Mm-hmm. And wrestling provided that. The only difference was I kind of correlated the way that I was raised, the way that I was trained within wrestling was on a, not to say like the coaches and the staff meant any harm, but like they fueled fire to like more anger to be my motivator. And I feel like that we have many more things to offer as far as establishing motivation and pushing yourself other than anger.
Yeah.
So the way that I wanted to establish the wrestling was that I think, especially for the younger generation, it's to be able to push them further than what they think they're able to go, push them past their comforts, push them into because I know that at the end, I've already seen at the end that it's an amazing transformation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. So how can people get connected? What's the age groups? Is there a website that people can connect to get their child enrolled in his image? And then where do you guys meet? As if I don't know. Go ahead.
So in His Image Wrestling Academy, it's over all the social medias, Facebook and Instagram. At least those are the only ones I've controlled so far. We do have our landing page at www.inhisimagerewrestling.com. Tailored towards ages 4 to 14, kind of push it 4 to 15, anything basically pre-high school where wrestling actually begins, because the unique thing about wrestling is, at least in the state of Florida, it doesn't begin, your career doesn't begin until high school.
Oh, okay.
And in my manner of training, there's no way you're going to become accelerating at something and be that good at it within 4 years. That it's better to get all the fundamentals out now. I also say that as long as your kids are potty trained, they can come roll with me. Just emphasize on the potty trained part.
Cool.
And we meet every Monday and Friday at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7:30. Sometimes it pushes to 8 if I'm not looking at the clock. And we meet right here. At
Palm Lake Christian Church, 5401 22nd Avenue North, right here in sunny St. Pete. Well, man, I'm so excited about what God is doing through you, and how it's impacting, all of the young people that come through there. But I'll say this, and not just them, but even their parents, because a lot of times I know as a parent, as I watch coaches coach my son, as I watch teachers operate with my daughter and her coaches, I learn stuff about my children, and so I learn even how to communicate to them to get the best out of them. And I believe that parents are probably learning that from you. What would you say are two of the impacts that you are hoping to make on the lives of these young people?
To be honest, I want them to be able to start leaning into their faith, leaning into their own strengths, believing in themselves more. And not letting the ways of the world kind of alter those perspectives for them, because I mean, the weight of the world is heavy, but it's up to us to choose if we're gonna hold it on our shoulders or not. And when we know we serve a great Father that we can cast our burdens onto, and allow ourselves to basically lean into our gifts, lean into our blessings, and see all the ways that He made us to live a purposeful, meaningful life.
Yeah.
And I just want to see that transformation.
That's great, man. That's powerful. And it goes back to that discipline over comfort.
Oh, yes.
Because wrestling is definitely discipline. And when you're dropping those faith bombs, coupled with the discipline and the heart of wrestling, to me, it's amazing. So you told me a story as we were talking maybe last week, about how you help young people deal with failure when a few of your wrestlers had failed, and how you coached them up, and then the next week one of your little guys won his first match. Like walk me through that process again of how do you coach somebody up in failure.
I think we glorify the wins too much. So for me, it's simple. They come off the mat, they win, they're pumped, they're excited enough. I give them a high five, good job, keep it up.
Yeah.
On to the next match. But for the losses, I feel like that's where the lessons are found. That's where the work can be done.
Yeah.
In life, I've never learned much until I failed at something. I was able to look at it from all the angles, and with kids, they get down on themselves too quickly. So when they lose, I immediately pull them off the mat. I'm immediately giving them a hug. I'm immediately telling them how proud I am. I'm complimenting them on the things that they did right, and just small forms of corrections. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I see the work in you. I see that you're putting in it, and you're not just giving up. And I'm building that up, and we're going to take that lesson on to the next match, and we're going to do better and better. And even if every tournament, not every match, but even every tournament, we get 1% better, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And don't you wish that we could have that grace with ourselves?
Oh, I do.
That's powerful, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I wish I applied it to myself.
well, it's just like me. There's a lot that I can do and empower other people to do that sometimes I don't have it myself. But taking that and putting into life, that even in our failures, we've got to learn to pick ourselves up, to hug ourselves and say, okay, cool. Even if you get a little bit better tomorrow, that's the victory. And I think that's powerful, man. That's powerful. Well, brother, I know that the future is bright for you. And I know that as you continue to pour into young people, it's going to have a major impact on the community. And so what impact would you hope or would you dream that what you're doing will have on the future of St. Petersburg?
I mean, the younger generation is our future.
Yeah.
Every day that I'm building these kids up and I'm building them in the path of being not just better wrestlers, not just becoming champions on the mat, but in life, in order to raise others up, that we're multiplying this. So I feel like when I'm investing in these kids, that they're going to continue to mirror those things, mirror those lessons onto their friends, onto their families. It's impactful. And when you see like the generations now, I feel like we're all falling victim to the world because it's tablets and TVs and video games and things like that, where no one's coming up with their own thoughts, having their own opinions. They're just following what's followable, following the masses. And I want them to be able to feel confident and stand up for themselves and their beliefs and be rooted in Christ and know that they're loved more than they know and that they're stronger than they think they are.
Yeah.
And that their life is going to have a huge impact in this world. So I just want to continue to build them up so that there's nothing more amazing to just see that click, see when everything just transforms in their mind. Like there's nothing I love more than watching the kid that came into practice the first day or the first week shy, and the next thing you know, he's running around and he's as though he owns the place, and he's helping other people. Like we all have our strengths and we all have our weaknesses. So when you come into my practices and you see it, like first day or been there a couple years, regardless, like it's a team.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's going to be powerful, man, to see how these kids matriculate in our community and recognizing that because of the work that you're doing, you're creating a better St. Pete. And that's the hope that we have. So we're going to wrap it up, but I want to wrap it up with Chad's big three. If someone were to write about your life, what is your big three? What are three things that you hope that they capture about you?
The biggest thing is my faith. I think my faith has been tested. It continues to be tested. And I continue to show grit. And I stand back up and I dust myself off. And I think grit can be applied in way more things than competition. That I want them to take that same grit and I want them to apply it into their lives, into their relationships, and into one day leading their own families. And I feel like that's grit. The second one is it's my fight, my passions, to just continue even when the world side eyes it or outcasts it. That I know that I'm living a purposeful life and doing what I was led here to do. And lastly, obviously, is just my love for the next generation.
Yeah.
I mean, because we always need to be viewing it that way. It's always about investing into the younger generation continuously, because it's just a repeating process, and they're sponges at this point. So like we need to be investing love into them consistently, and let them know that they serve a huge purpose and they have a big impact on their life.
Yeah.
And that they are never alone. That's probably one of the biggest things, to know that regardless, because in life it could kind of mess you up a little bit and spin you sideways and flip you upside down, and to feel stripped and feel alone could be common, but we're so disciplined in our trainings and our discussions and our prayers that we are able to continue to fight that next fight.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that's powerful, bro. Well, we are St. Pete. and we are grateful for what you do. We're grateful for the impact that you're having on all of these young people, and that you've opened the door for other young people to join, get connected, get inspired, and get empowered to be their best self now. So this is Come Alive St. Pete. I'm Pastor Oscar, and we're signing off. Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate you.